Here's the deal. As you progress as an athlete, as a coach, or anyone that is progressing in a profession, there's something you need to keep in mind. And I was reminded of this as I was listening to a talk by John Goodman. And basically the concept is you always want to be a white belt. So when I was younger, I took Taekwondo lessons and I went through the belt system, learning different techniques, different advanced movements, and different progressions throughout that time. But when I started, I was a white belt. Essentially, I was a clean slate. I had to learn every step of the process. When you start early in your training experience, you're willing to absorb all this information. When you're a coach starting out early on, you're willing to absorb everything you possibly can. When you're starting out in your career, you're willing to listen to anything, absorb and adapt and grow. As we age, and I have to remind myself of this too, that we get a little bit harder. We're not willing to absorb this information. We're not willing to listen to something that we've already learned or think we've already mastered. And chances are, even if we've mastered something, like in training, you might master the squat, but it doesn't mean you stop doing the squat just because you've mastered it. It's something where you might learn something new about yourself each time you do the movement, and there's still value there each time you're doing the movement. As a coach, we need to be able to explain that to our athletes, our clients, because they might be like, why am I doing another squat? All we do is squat. And there might be a reason for that, and we need to do a better job of explaining that. As a coach or an athlete, we also need to be willing to listen and understand why we might have to do something over and over again, or hear the same message over and over again. So, my food for thought of the day is I want you to think about, as you go through your day-to-day, think about being a white belt. If someone starts to tell you something you think you already know so much about, take a step back and figure out what you can learn from this experience right now, and then move forward. If you're explaining something to a client or an athlete today, explain it like they're a white belt, or explain it like they don't know why they might be doing this for the 1,000th time. I think you'll get better results out of your training, or you'll get better results out of your athletes moving forward.